WWRR, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, WMMZ, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Hazleton, WYCK, Plains.
Powered by Mohegan Sun Poano.
The River, 105 and 103.5.
This is Music on the Menu on the River.
Timothy, where on earth did you go?
Featuring Northeast PA's best artists.
Maybe, never mind. She can move me like the stereo, like a song on the radio. She's an angel in the morning, yeah, that's right.
And now, here's your host, Alan K. Stout.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan K. Stout with you as I always am. Sunday nights, 9 to 10 o'clock, bringing you regional artists doing their own original material from right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hanging out with DC Taylor. DC, good to see you.
Yes, you too, Alan. How we doing?
I'm doing all right. It feels good to be back in the groove here. It's our second week in a row after our COVID-19 hiatus. I guess that old expression, like riding a bike, is true.
Right.
I don't feel like we really missed a beat last week. Played a lot of great new songs for you. And we're going to do the same thing tonight. Last week, we played 13 songs that we had never played before. Songs that had come into the show while we were on a hiatus. And then we even closed it with a Badly song that we had never played before. And so I'm going to do the same thing tonight. We're going to play you 13 more songs tonight that we had never played before on the program. And we're going to kick it off with an artist that you should be familiar with if you listen to the show, Chris Molyneux. He's from Lackawanna County area, Scranton area. And he sent us some really cool stuff over the last couple of years, kind of a Bowie-influenced sound. But he's got this new project now that he's working with called the Elk Mountain Players. And the cats in this band are Eric Harvey, Sean Caden, Larry Moss, and Jamie Novak. He, emailing Chris the other day because he sent us some new music, kind of has an Eagles vibe to it, that Bakersfield sound, maybe a little bit Wilco-esque. That's how, Chris was describing it to me, and I certainly hear that in there. And I really like the tunes. He sent us 3 of them. So I think at some point over the next couple of weeks, we're going to play all 3 of them for you. But we'll kick it off with this one. It's called Angel of Sorrow. This one is by the Elk Mountain Players.
She came rolling on the highway and straight into my life on a Saturday. And by Sunday she was moved into my place with nowhere left to go. I read existential poetry from books and acted like I knew it all. And by week's end I found myself in love with an angel of sorrow. My angel, angel of sorrow. My angel, angel of sorrow. Right before my eyes, 13 years went flashing by, but she was there. I lost myself from time to time, but she would always find me there. Come hell or fire rain, she'd help me rise again like a phoenix. Sometimes you lose the hold you have on something meant to last when you think you don't need it. My angel, angel of sorrow. 16 horses with the train of baby's breath behind her. And in my place to drift away, the words she had to say, the only thing that mattered. One early Thursday morning, I watched her fade away forever. Oh, my angel, angel of sorrow. 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 Oh, my angel, angel of sorrow.
Hey everyone, this is Christian Gretz, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on the River.
Oh, Melinda, give me your hand. I wanna be your man. Take you through the night. I know that times have been deceiving, but I can't help believing
Christian Gratz here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new song called Hideaway. Christian, sort of a fixture here on the program over the past year or two. We played a lot of his stuff. We had him in as a guest earlier this year when he released his album 1979. He kind of described some of his music as yacht rock, which, have you ever listened to yacht rock radio, DC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, so much.
I've put it on for I've put it on a few times. Yeah. I mean, I like some of that music a lot. Like what's that one? How Long from
Ace.
Ace.
Yeah, we used to play that here on the river.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Rod Stewart did a terrific cover of that. If you like that song,
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. We'll look
yeah.
that up.
Like back in the early '80s, it was on one of his records. Google Rod Stewart and How Long. You'll love it. Anyway, Christian does some great stuff, and we love his music. And so that's a brand new one from him. And before that, a brand new one from the Elk Mountain Players, a song called Angel of Sorrow. It's great to be back here on the river after being off for 4 months, and we've getting caught up on a lot of the music that has come our way. I was thinking about it, DC, when I was reading the newspaper in the middle of the week, or some stories online. I don't know how long we'll be back. I mean, there's some people that are saying that we might have to go backwards again.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so, I'm going to enjoy the time while we're here. Hopefully we're here for the rest of the year and we keep moving forward, and, we're here for years to come on Sunday nights. But if we go back into a red phase or a stay-at-home shutdown type phase, then we might, be gone again. So let's all wear those masks and socially distance and keep flattening the curve and try to keep this thing, in control, because that's how we can maintain some of our normalcy and obviously stay healthy. This one is a track that we just got here this week from our friend Dave Joyce. We've been playing Dave on the show for years, and Dave sent me this track, and he basically said that this was actually a tune that was on his 2011 EP, Free to a Good Home. But, sort of during COVID-19, he's had a little bit of time to reevaluate his music and his passion for music. He got real busy the last couple of years with work, and married, a couple of children now, but he really wanted to throw himself back into music a little bit with a little more time, free time on his hands, I guess, over the last few months like we've all had. And so he reworked this track from his debut EP. So it's a new version of an older song called Where Are You Going? Big.
Pinholes back and scissors flow as long as it can. Road only give us out as much as you can stand. When skin it burns, but still it stands. Put a little grease on the door, big red van. Hitch you right back to the heartland where you can roam and roam, but still your blend. Where you gone with all that daytime? How you spending all that night? Where you taking all that break time? If you go home, we're gonna make it right. You can dig deep and still won't find my mind. Put the shovel down, it's just a matter of time. Even though the less is learned, the feeling I get makes me concerned. Read a map where lets you mark the spot. You're the place that people once forgot. Whole town to flip and burn, but still the dirt left me unturned. Where you go with all that daytime? How you spending all that night? Where you taking all that break time? If you come home, we're gonna make it right.
No Vacancy here on Music on the Menu on the River, a song called Hurricane. That's a band that put out basically an album in the middle of COVID-19. Some artists put out music during the last few months. Some held back on releasing it because they didn't think it was a good time, and they're waiting till they could maybe get out and play a little more. Some did tracks, some recorded remotely, some had stuff in the can before all this happened. That was the case with No Vacancy. They had the record ready to go, and I'm pretty sure, DC, that they sent me that record like right at the end of March, early April, right when we went off the air. So their plan was to release it, and they released it, and then all this happened. So happy to start getting some of that music on the air for that band, and, you know, give them some exposure for a record that they released this year. We're going to premiere a song now on the show, debut a song now on the show from an artist named Rachel Green. And she is from the central PA area. And I found her on Facebook through like people you may know, mutual friends. She's friends with some area musicians. And, you know, I noticed that she was the singer in a group. She plays in a band called Left Field, but she has a lot of original music. It's sort of new age, electronica, pop kind of vibe to it. Very talented, incredible singer. I've been listening to some of her stuff, and I thought we'd play it for you here tonight on the show. This is Rachel Green.
This is Brett Alexander, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on the River.
Find the road and find the time. Take what's yours or take what's mine. All that's left is tears to cry. If all I get is one goodbye. Route 14 took me out of town.
sound. Retrace my steps to find lies. If all I get is one goodbye. Lived along the river with the Indian name, on different streets that all look the same, with just enough time to not ask why. If all I get is one goodbye. Can't change the color of the blues, or my style of working shoes. I never look them in the eye. All I get is one goodbye. Birds on a telephone wire, taking a break from the church spire, cutting across the darkening sky. All I get is one goodbye. Can't change the color of the blues, or my style of working shoes. I don't look them in the eye. All I get is one goodbye. All I get is one goodbye.
Tom Flannery and Brett Alexander here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called If All I Get Is One Goodbye. I told you last week that Tom and Brett had recorded 4 or 5 songs during the COVID-19 spring, summer of 2020, remotely working with each other, you know, doing tracks at each other's studios and then putting it all together. And it's all great stuff. So that's the second one that we're playing from Tom and Brett that they just did this year. And before that, brand new music from Rachel Green, and I'll spell that for you in case you want to Google her and check out some of her stuff on YouTube. That's Rachael. So I believe that's a different way to spell Rachel, is it not?
Yeah,
DC?
yeah. I don't see that one too much.
Yeah,
so.
but that, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And last name Green, Green, and that's a song called Stranded. Going to play you 2 songs now in a row, very different genres. One's a blues song, one's a punk song, but they are both inspired by the events of the past couple of months. The first one is called Talkin' Coronavirus Blues by J.P. Williams Blues Band, who we played on the show here many times over the years. And we're going to follow that up with an original punk hard rock group out of Hazleton. They're called Radio Riot, and their tune is called We'll Be All Right. And if you listen to the words, they're both about what we've all been going through the last couple of months. Check it out.
Wash your hands, don't touch your face. You get any thoughts about leaving your place? Every day we get more bad news. Fact and fiction are so easy to confuse. Maybe you're scared or can't believe it's real. Just look around and tell me how you feel. Doctors, nurses, EMTs on the front line. Essential workers now all combined. Fighting a war we can't afford to lose on the COVID-19 blues. Talking coronavirus Governor, you closed everything we understand. A dark cloud has spread out across the land. Staying at home is the price we must pay. The music is paused, but I know it will return one day. It feels like the world is coming apart. All this misery is surely breaking my heart. In this together, like it or not. Quarantine yourself is the best advice I got. Cause the whole wide world is on a short fuse with these COVID-19 blues. Talking coronavirus blues. These COVID-19 blues. Everybody is suffering with these COVID-19 blues.
Look out the window or turn on the TV and see the world's not the way it's supposed to be. Well, we've got riots in the streets, people die from COVID-19, and society's going down the drain. Hold on to your pride. Hold on to each other, gonna make it right. 'Cause we all need a helping hand sometimes.
Radio Riot here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new tune that just came our way called We'll Be All Right, inspired by the spring summer of 2020. Before that, J.P. Williams Band with a song called Talking Coronavirus Blues, obviously also inspired by the year 2020. You know, DC, you see musicians doing things like that and writing about it. And we talked last week about what people did during COVID-19, whether it be the webcasts or the Zoom sessions with interviews. I did my COVID-19 interview podcast series at home, and I kind of went old school. I didn't do Zoom. I did phone interviews.
Yeah.
That was what I was comfortable with doing from, my old newspaper days. And I wanted my guests to be comfortable. I didn't care where they were sitting, if they were sitting in their recliner in their living room, or if they were at work in their office, or if they were sitting out on the front porch.
Right.
I kind of found that I thought maybe that would give me a better interview than if they were kind of worried about looking at the computer monitor and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my thinking.
Okay.
And the reason I did those things was, as I was telling you the one day, I kind of grew up in a newsroom. And so, when things get shut down, my instinct is to go to work. And so, thinking back to when the war in Iraq broke out, or the flooding in 2011, or the second Challenger, the second space shuttle explosion, Columbia, I'm sitting at home and I get called into work.
Yeah.
We need you to come in. And so, I guess I was just kind of doing that, but it was instinctive for me. Like, let's start talking to people. Let's see how people are doing. And all of those interviews, by the way, were donated to the Luzerne County Historical Society.
Yeah.
They had put out a request for people giving audio recordings of their COVID-19. So I was glad I had done mine that way.
Yeah.
Because if I did them as a web thing, I might not have been able to convert them to MP3s as easily. But
yeah.
It's pretty easy. They were MP3s. That's how I recorded them. So, but anyway, getting back to the whole stuff that people did during all of this. Did you watch I think it was in a Saturday or Friday night in early April, maybe mid-April, the One World Together at Home concert?
Yeah, I saw some of that.
That was pretty great.
Yeah.
I thought that was really great that the artists came out and did songs, and they put the highlight on the frontline workers, the doctors and the nurses. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I noticed, and DC and I were talking about this, is when people do Zooms or people do, anything like where they're broadcasting from home, I don't know about you, but I tend to look in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the ones that don't have the artificial fake background.
Yeah.
You're actually looking into their house.
Yeah, and I think it was Taylor Swift or somebody. I'm like, what? The bookshelf was back there with all the books. Like, what's she reading?
Yeah.
And the funny one to me was the Elton John. He did his out in the driveway, and he's got Elton John, one of the wealthiest men in the world, I'm assuming, at least one of the wealthiest musicians in the world, has one of those basketball hoops like you buy at Walmart, like the portable one, the black one with the big stand, black, like sand in it, I guess, for the weight. And he's got that in his driveway behind him with a couple of basketballs laying on the ground. And I was like, man, I'm surprised they kind of left that in the shot. The producers are usually pretty particular about, but then I thought, it's actually totally cool.
Sure.
Who would have thought Elton John would have had, something like that?
I'll just take a run to the Walmart call to get a basketball hoop.
Do you think 70-year-old British guy Elton John's out there shooting the hoops quite often?
Probably, was it his adopted kids?
Yeah, that's what somebody said to me. I think he has adopted children, so that would make sense.
Sure.
I don't even think British people like basketball. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, let's get back to the music. Here's a brand new song from Clumsy Fingers, a song called Maybe the Moon.
Maybe if you hadn't hurt me, if I hadn't bled, if you hadn't turned me every way but loose and then, if you hadn't dropped me like a stone, maybe the moon wouldn't seem so alone.
hadn't sunk in quite so deep. I wouldn't see your face when I'm fast asleep, and I wouldn't wonder at the color of your eyes. Is there blue more like turquoise or the summer sky? And maybe if your love hadn't worn me to the bone, maybe the moon wouldn't seem so long. Maybe if you hadn't told me everywhere you've been, if you hadn't held me while the waters were crashing in, maybe if you told me it was all for fun, I wouldn't have thought that I was the one. Maybe if the moon really was a man, I think that maybe he would understand. Climb a little higher in the sky tonight. Let me know that somehow things will be alright. And maybe if you hadn't dropped me like a stone, maybe the moon wouldn't seem so long. Maybe the moon wouldn't seem so long.
Clumsy Fingers here on Music on the Menu on the River. That's a brand new one. That's the title track from an album that just came out, like I said, since we've been on the air last. Came my way. I think I got that one maybe in June. So happy to finally get it on the air for you tonight. We're going to play one for you now by an artist named Timothy Ziegler. He's new to the show as well tonight. I want to read a quote here from George Graham, who's been doing local music on the radio, I believe, since 1972. I know George. He's over on WVIA, just an icon here when it comes to supporting local music. And this is a little bit of what he had to say about Tim Ziegler. He's the epitome of the articulate folkie, whose music extends beyond the conventions of the genre and whose songs have staying power. And that's from the man himself, George Graham. This one's called The King, from Timothy Ziegler.
Mama had a baby when the world was waking up. He left her on a steamship bound for North America, where the railways ride the dynamite. with the names of every town. From New York to Chicago, from Detroit to Portland, Maine on down. While little Teddy Lincoln wished his papa home again, and Mary from New Hampshire learned to heal a wounded man. Jesse James robbed a bank and he bought himself a name. Legends are made of wax and flame, of an obscure hobo's cane. Riding the New York Railway, riding the Hudson River line, riding the Erie, Ontario, riding the Vermont Central line, riding the Sullivan Railroad, riding the Indiana line, oh, riding the Northern Railroad, riding the Great Western line. Daddy was a young man when the world was waking up. It found him on a steamship bound for North America.
Sequence the Sky here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Hit a Wall. That's a project from Hazleton featuring Vanessa Picasso, who has performed. She performed at Carnegie Hall, D.C. when she was only 13 years old.
Nice.
And Josh DeVigili, who is a master guitarist from the Berklee College of Music. So, two talented people there in that project. And that's brand new to us here on the program. Project's called Sequence the Sky, tune's called Hit a Wall. Before that, Timothy Ziegler, another new artist to the show, at the song called The Cane that we just played for you. Now, last week I played nothing but new tunes, and we did the same thing tonight. And so even though we have a tradition of closing with the Badleys, I'm trying to keep it all new for the sake of keeping it all new. And so this is one that we've never played before on the show. It goes back to the Unfortunate World of Spare Time record. It's called A Better Way to Save the World. Catch you next week.